Kia ora, this is Arun Jacob, your friendly and frank licensed New Zealand immigration advisor. Today, I will give you an overview about the skilled migrant category. The skilled migrant category has been devised by the government of New Zealand to attract the best talent globally to be able to move to New Zealand and become part of our workforce and hopefully go on to become a citizen of this country. As the name itself indicates, it is for migrants who have certain skills and talents which can be transferred here into New Zealand. And in return, you get to live in one of the most beautiful, welcoming, and friendliest countries on earth. So I do believe it is a good, perfect deal between you as a skilled migrant and New Zealand as a very inviting country. How does this pathway work? This pathway has been designed in such a manner where there are points given for your age, your qualification, your work experience, whether your qualification and work experience are in the long-term skill shortages of New Zealand or in our identified future growth areas in New Zealand like biotechnology, information technology, and the creative industries. We also check to see whether you're married, and if you're married, what is the qualification of your spouse. We also check to see if you have employment in New Zealand or whether you have an offer of employment in New Zealand. And we also like to check and see if you have any close family in New Zealand who will help you to move and support your settlement here into New Zealand. Now, all these factors put together must add up to a total of 160 points. If these 160 points are possible, then you would be able to lodge something called the expression of interest to the Immigration Department of New Zealand. The department will then go through your expression of interest and assess to see that the information provided in the expression of interest is valid. And once they authenticate that information and say, yes, this information is valid, then they send you something called the invitation to apply. In the invitation to apply, you have 4 months period where you can absolutely collect all the documents that are required to substantiate the claims that you made in the expression of interest. And then once you submit those documents, they are further verified by the Immigration Department, and upon successful verification, and in certain instances, there is also an interview conducted for the main applicant and any spouse who is part of this application. And once all these verifications are completed satisfactorily, then the Immigration Department will issue with what is known as a resident visa. This will then allow you to move into New Zealand and work here and go on to become a valued skilled migrant who will contribute to the growth of our economy and to New Zealand as a society and as a country. So the first step is to do a thorough assessment of your points. It looks easy if you tend to go to many of the websites that are around which show the different points which are attributed for your age and your qualifications. It does look like an easy assessment to do, but I must put in a word of caution to all the people who are attempting to do this self-assessment that it has got a few layers underneath there. Now, it is not as simple as it appears. For instance, you might claim points for being in a particular profession as your work experience in a particular country, but there will be other layers beyond that initial assessment, because we also need to check to see whether the country you have worked in is considered a comparable labor market to New Zealand, and also your qualifications, whether they're actually accepted by the government of New Zealand, by the Immigration Department to be considered, which can be avoided points. So there are layers underneath this assessment, and which is where it is strongly advised that you approach a company like HAV and a professional licensed immigration advisor like myself, and we would happily be able to do this assessment for you and take you through the next steps of the skilled migrant category pathway of New Zealand. So your first step is to get a proper points assessment done, and this can be done in 3 different ways. You can do it either by yourself, but as I cautioned, it may not be the most accurate assessment. The second thing is to seek the help of someone like myself, who is a licensed immigration advisor, and I could do this assessment for you and give you a written report. Or the third thing is get the assessment done and also discuss with me so that you could not only understand how many points you got, but what you got these points for, and if you're falling short of the points, how you can make up these points. So that's the overview of the skilled migrant category pathway into New Zealand. I hope this video was useful, and I wish you all the very best as you take your first few steps towards the skilled migrant category pathway into New Zealand. Thanks for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you in New Zealand soon. Kia ora.